Hi, I'm Darian Bacon from Seven Winds, and I just wanted to run through a quick tutorial on getting a latitude and longitude from Google for free. The reason why I'm doing it, recently we launched our 2017 adventure preparation guide, which is getting a lot of really positive criticism. It's an amazing book that talks about what you should be bringing into the bush for different adventures, and also some emergency planning information so that you're never caught unprepared if something does happen, that people know how to get in touch with you and where you probably are, which is where the whole latitude and longitude thing comes in. I'm getting a lot of feedback from people saying, Darian, we don't know what a latitude and longitude are or how to find it for the various sites that you've asked us to put it in for. I get that because Google, it is possible in Google Maps and totally free and actually kind of easy, but it isn't organic. It isn't a natural process that you would automatically think, oh, of course, that's exactly how we would do it. So let's take a quick look at the best way that I've found for creating a Latin long really quick and really easily. Switching over to Google Maps, let's go up to one of my favorite campsites. Let's go into Kawartha Highlands. It's a nice little park just between Apsley and Bancroft, Ontario, recently activated. Not a whole lot of park information is available online, but this little lake here, I will say, is a gem. It is one of my favorite lakes. You do have I think you launch just about there, paddle across, and then it's a 90-meter portage into Crab Lake. And my favorite campsite is actually right here. And you'll see there's absolutely no information. So when it comes to an emergency responder trying to get to your campsite, they don't have the information that they would need to quickly launch a rescue boat or a search and rescue team, SAR team, to find you quickly, or to identify the difference between other campsites and other people using the park and you. Now, I don't know if you can guarantee this particular site or not, but this is just an example. You could do the same thing for the access points or portage points as well to really show people very quickly where you're going to be. So looking at Google Maps, we don't have a whole lot of info, but if we right click and we go, what's here? I was going to say what is here, but it's an apostrophe. What's here? There you go. There's a latitude and longitude, and if you actually click on it, it'll bring it up just a little bit larger print for those of us who are getting old. Now, something that you should know about latitude and longitude is there is no standard to the syntax on it. People will use degrees, minutes, seconds. People will put decimal places. The landings, the north, south, east, west, can be either at the beginning or the end, or sometimes digitally they'll even use just negative for, I believe, west and south, and positive for north and east. There isn't a straightforward way of figuring that out. And on top of that, they're not all compatible. If you switch over to a decimal degree system, it's not straight conversion. If you try to just use the same numbers and move a decimal place over, you're going to go to the completely different place. And one more confusing thing, there is a metric version of latitude and longitude called Universal Transverse Mercator, or UTM. This is actually the system I prefer. It's really easy to work with. It's really easy to count when you are in the field to see how far you have traveled. It's also not used very much, so that we're going to save for a different tutorial. For now, let's just go back to Google. And the format that Google uses is the degrees, minutes, seconds, signs with, I think it's 1 or 2 decimal places at a minimum. You'll see that it has both ways written here on the left, and also using the negative for the west denomination and no dash for the north. So we have 2 different ways shown here. Now the top way is what I'm going to talk about because I use Garmin products, and that's the closest to what Garmin uses. I'm going to bring up the application that I use with my Garmin GPS, and it's a program called MapSource, and it's made by Garmin. And if I go to click New Waypoint, I will see the syntax looks a little different. Now they go down to 3 decimal places. The north is in the beginning, and they don't use the symbols. But if I were to take and paste in what I got from Google and just put the north there, take out the degree, take out the minute, leave 1 decimal place, take out the seconds, put the west at the beginning, like that. Take out the degree, the minutes, the seconds, and that final one, and then go show on map. If I zoom in now, it is in the exact same spot, basically within just a few feet of where I clicked. And that's a topographical map. So I can even print out the map to my emergency contact if I needed. And this was free software that came with my GPS unit. But anyway, that's how you use Google to find a perfectly valid latitude and longitude without a whole lot of work. Again, my name's Darian Bacon. I'm from Seven Winds, and honestly, I hope this helps you out.